Wow, what a day. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. Today is Friday, October the 10th, and I feel like I missed the entire day. In fact, I did. I did miss pretty much the entire day. I was done trading very, very early this morning, and wow, what a sell-off! I kind of think I might have dodged a bullet, because if you were on the right side of this trend today, you made a lot of money. But if you were on the wrong side of this today, you blew up your account. So what a sell-off off the China tariff news. The I think Trump threatening to place more tariffs on China. I didn't read into the whole ball of wax, but there's definitely some things going on there. And that definitely created a major sell-off on the indices. All four of the major indices, the Nasdaq, the ES, the Dow Jones, and the Russell, all seeing significant sell-offs today. The only thing that didn't really, well, I mean, the things that I look at are the four major indices, the ones I just talked about, and then also gold. I do trade gold a little bit, mostly with evals thus far. I have taken a couple of trades on funded accounts, but gold did quite well today. Really kind of went sideways, a little bit up, down, but end of day here pushing higher. So, but yeah, what a move on the Nasdaq. I think the Nasdaq, we look at the high up here around the 25,400s, and we fell all the way down here to the 24,400. So 1,000 point drop on the Nasdaq today. That is incredible. That is an incredible drop. Going to the trade I took on NASDAQ, I basically had two winning trades today and one losing trade, resulting in a $1,200 profit day across my accounts. Not a great big day by any stretch of the imagination, but basically up about $80 across all of the accounts. So I definitely, looking back at today, I mean, obviously I was actually gone away from the charts for most of the day. I saw this drop happening, but I had to leave somewhere in here. And at that point, I wasn't really that excited about trading in that amount of volume and volatility. But there definitely were some setups here. I mean, there was a break and retest short here on the NASDAQ. Right there was a beautiful one here around midday. There was another break and retest right there that could have worked. I mean, these look great, but some of these, the moves are bigger than what you think. So going to the trade I took, I'm just going to scroll over so we can actually see it a little bit better. This was the trade I took this morning on my Apex accounts. I rarely trade the Apex accounts early in the morning, and especially not on the NASDAQ early morning for that matter. But I like this push higher break and retest. I had already gotten long. I probably should back up. I had already gotten long on the, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I had already gotten long on the Dow Jones right here on my other accounts. I need to, this is my other accounts, the take profit account and the Lucid accounts. I had taken this long, and because I was already long and this trade was starting to do well, it looked like this was going to push. It's what prompted me to get into my NASDAQ position. So on the NASDAQ trade here on the Apex accounts, took the long. When we started to stall, I took profit. I took majority of the position off and held one contract, and then did get stopped out there. And this trade was a positive about $90. Well, we'll look at it on TradeZella and we can see it exactly, but it got stopped out. Pretty rapid pullback, and that really just started this choppy session. It started this chop fest. And I really did not like that at all. I did not like this pullback, and this really chop session was just recognized really quickly that this is not something I want to be a part of. And obviously that was the precursor to the big flush to the downside. So the mistake I made was on the Dow Jones on this trade. I actually at one point was up about $140 some in profit. So again, I was managing the NASDAQ trade, and I was really kind of letting this one go. But I really missed an opportunity to close a trade, at least take a majority of the position off up here at a decent profit. And not have this, stop me out, break even. So, I basically went all the way up here, could have closed a bunch of the trade for a decent profit, and would have had these other accounts up probably well over 200 today, which would have been a pretty nice trading day. and instead got stopped out break even. Didn't lose anything other than drawdown. So, but I was a little bit disappointed. Again, I was managing the NQ trade, and then when this reversal happened, it really happened quite quickly. So just created a little bit of difficulty there. And then obviously that big move to the downside. So the other trade I took was actually an overnight trade on the ES, something I very, very, very rarely do. But I saw this trade last night on the ES and decided to take it. This was around, I'm going to say around 11 o'clock last night. We had rejected this high once, twice, 3, 4 times. And when we pushed down and we got this EMA cross occurring, this thing I like to look for, when we got that kind of wick test, I took that short and got out of there for a nice 1 hour trade. That was also taken on my other accounts, as I call them, the take profit lucid accounts. So that's really where I got that win. That's really where I got that 80 bucks from. So got to the first profit target, stopped out on the second after this kind of chopped around. So, but anyway, again, I rarely trade the overnight. I really rarely do, especially on funded accounts. I don't remember the last time I took actually I do remember the last time I took a funded account trade in the overnight session, or the non-New York session, if I will say, is back when Nutty did his 24-hour stream. I took like 1 or 2 trades, but I rarely do this. But I saw this and the price action was clean, took the short and it worked out. So happy with it. But anyway, and again, the thesis for this was this level of support or resistance, I should say, supply zone above. If you look at, well, this is hard to see now because of just the way this market has fallen, but this was just a level, and you can just see very clearly 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, kind of a wick test up into that downtrend EMA cross, and it was just a textbook trade for me. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. Let's take a look at TradeZella just so you guys can see. I had a pretty good week. I wasn't pushing it really hard. Up 1,200 on the week, or I'm sorry, that's on today. Up 1,200 today, 85% win rate. Average win was spectacular, 21. Average winner was 72. Average loser was just that one $3 break even. So that's really good. So really happy with that. Let's look at the week to kind of see where this week shook out. 2,200 in profit, about 50% win rate, 1.47. I do like to see that. So my average winning trade this week was about $100, and the average losing trade was about 67. So pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with the week. So we're still red for the month a little bit. We have that big red day from last Wednesday to make up. But yeah, hopefully we can do that. So again, pretty happy with it. In fact, let's just look at the week and how we did per account, this spreadsheet that I typically like to take a look at. So as you can see on the Apex accounts, we basically made about 200 bucks on the Apex accounts this week. Lost about 350 on the take profit account, and made about 200 on the one Lucid account, and made about 50 bucks on the other Lucid account. So got a couple accounts that are above the 50,000, and most of the Apex accounts are really close. So if we have a couple of good weeks, we should be able to push those into a level of profitability, and hopefully eventually get those to a payout. So that's where we stand for the week. Kind of curious to see what this does. I am actually really happy that we got this big move to the downside. I don't really like trading the all-time highs and getting us down into this area. I mean, look at the hourly chart on the Nasdaq. I mean, we have really fallen back into these levels from back in September. We're getting down to these lows right in here, but it just gives us a lot more structure for trading up or down. I really like that. So I like this a lot better than if we're trading at all-time highs. Just me. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just I typically do better. So I'm not that sad that we had a big sell-off day today. So. But anyway, I'll leave you with that. Don't forget the Apex sale. That's still running until I think next Thursday the 16th. So again, code BCT gets you the best deal with Apex and also with Take Profit Trader. On the Take Profit Trader front, I do have 4 evals that we are about 1,600 in profit on, and I've got an Apex account that's about 2,200, 2,300 in profits. Hopefully next week we can pass those accounts and add a few more funded accounts. I'm not buying more evals right now, but probably just looking to pass the rest of what I've got. and continue to push these accounts and get them towards payout. But again, Apex still going on, and the take profit deal that 40% off with no activation fee, which is a really good deal going on as well. So again, code BCT, there's the banner for Apex. Code BCT gets the best deal, and I appreciate you guys using my code. It does help me out a little bit, and I certainly do appreciate that very much. So again, hope you guys had a good day. Let me know how you did. If you got caught in this, if you did well in this, or if you didn't participate. If you don't mind, put a note in the comments. Let me know how you did on this crazy day this afternoon. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. Have a great weekend. And as we traders like to say, can't wait till Monday. Take care and so long.